Hey, it's Catherine. We're back. Haven't seen you guys in a few weeks. I hope you have been well. So good to see you. I see Angela's here. Lucas is here. Is that Bethany? Bethany, who else is here? Well, I'm looking at the comments. So Valiant, Nicola, Derek's here. Good to have you here. It's been too long. I see Rose and Ruben. Welcome. So I don't have, as you know, I usually have a lesson prepared. Hey, Emily. Hey, Emmy. Hey, Wiki. Brooke. Um, I normally have a lesson prepared to share with you, but once a month I do an Ask Me Anything session. And this is going to be one of those sessions. For some of you who know, I've been traveling the last 3 weeks. I've been in Minnesota helping my parents. My parents lived in a big 4-bedroom house with stairs, 3 levels. And they are getting to the point where it's getting too hard for them to go up and down the stairs all the time. Well, truthfully, my dad has not gone up and down the stairs in 3 years. And it's getting hard on my mom. Her knee keeps giving out on her. So I spent the last few weeks. Yes, someone just asked, are you still at Darman? Yes, I am. I spent the last few weeks helping my parents downsize, pack up all the things from their house that they wanted at the new place, and it was very difficult. It was very emotional, going through all of their things, remembering all the memories from that house, and seeing my mom being sad and crying, not wanting to leave the house that she spent the last 36 years in. So, yeah, I basically was just sleeping and packing, and trying to help my mom decide what to bring to the new place. The new place is so tiny, it's like a fourth of the size. Max asks, are you a professional actor? Yes, I am. I have been acting in LA for over 20 years. I had been in probably over 100 projects, if you count like commercials, films, TV, all that stuff before I booked Darman. So I know a lot of people just know me from Darman. But I was acting long before there was such a thing as Darman. So I'm here. I'm just giving you a background of what I was doing the last few weeks and why I wasn't here. But I'm here to answer your questions today. So Almat. Okay. Okay. 20 years. Talking about someone who's been a singer for 20 years. So somebody asked what got me into acting. I kind of like, even when I was little, I always like would put on shows for my mom. I would, like, when she'd have friends over, I would like make up a show. I would do like lip syncs, dances. I also did dancing for like 10 years, well, taking classes. I never pursued dancing professionally, but I took tap, ballet, and jazz for 10 years. And oh, Nicola, thank you so much. I so appreciate the love you just sent me. Really means a lot to me. So I did dancing, and then when I got into high school, to be honest, I really struggled with self-esteem. I had low self-esteem issues. For those of you who um, don't know, it was a big journey to get over my self-worth issues, and I ended up writing this book. You Are Worthy, to be a guide. If any of you have struggled with not being confident in yourself or self-worth, this is on Amazon. And I really, once I figured out how to stop sabotaging my dreams and building everyone else's, I learned to step into my calling and live my purpose with confidence. And that's what I teach you in this book. So I did not pursue acting initially in high school because I had such low self-esteem. As you'll read in this book, I could literally bring myself to tears just by looking in the mirror. I thought I was fat and ugly and disgusting. I didn't think anyone would want to be my friend. I kind of spoke about that journey. In Minneapolis last week, I was speaking at the Fearless Women's Conference, and I talked a little bit about that journey and what that looked like. So yeah, I tried out for, I think, one play in high school, and I didn't even get chosen to be an extra in the background. Like, I was like, I'm not even good enough to play a piece of furniture. That's sometimes what they call extras in Hollywood. They don't have nice names for extras in Hollywood. Sometimes they call them furniture, or they call them props that eat. I talk about that a little bit in an upcoming book that I'm actually writing about my Hollywood journey. So, yeah. Okay. Hi, Donald. King Sub Zero asks, what was your favorite project that you acted in? I would say it was a commercial I did with my son, like 13 years ago, when he was like 3.5, almost 4. If you want to see that commercial, go to YouTube and type in the words Mass Mutual Mother. Someone can put that in the comments. Mass Mutual Mother. If you go there, you will see that. And that was when my son was little, and that was my favorite project for a lot of reasons. But being able to act with my son, when my son was born, for those of you who don't know, he was born very premature, and he was in the intensive care unit for the first several months of his life, struggling, fighting for his life. And even before that time, I would journal and I would pray, and God would tell me about this son I was going to have. And even before I knew he was going to come early, that he was going to have all these medical problems, God had mentioned to me one day, and I wrote down in my journal when I felt like God was speaking to me, that we would one day do a project together. And I don't know if there's going to be more than the commercial we did, but it was so special getting to do this commercial with my son and talk. It was like real life. It was talking. We weren't playing characters. We were being us. So right now, that is my favorite. That's my favorite thing I've done. Valiant Caesar says, I have your book and Giovanna's book. Oh, and Jacqueline Ortez's book. For those of you who don't know, Jacqueline is Giovanna's sister who passed away. Beautiful, beautiful person and soul. Great. She's got a great book, right? Okay, looking at your comments. Those of you who are asking when I'm going back to Darman, I had to turn down 4 roles while I was back in Minnesota helping my parents. So I would have been in about 4 more ones, but I was busy helping them. So I'm actually going back next week and shooting another role. Thank you, Angela, for putting Mass Mutual Mother in the comments. You guys can look that up later. Yeah. So someone's asking, what's your favorite Darman episode you've ever done? I, you know, if you go here on YouTube and you type in, if you go to my channel on YouTube and you type in Catherine Norland, my name, and I think I have a video called My 8 Favorite Darman Projects I've Ever Been In. Now, I made that like 3 years ago, so it probably needs to be updated, but those show my favorite 8. And what I did not put in there was what I feel like is the project that's closest to my heart, and that is a project that I think it was Darman Video. It was early on, and I think it was called Boy Tries to Jump Off a Bridge. And that's a video. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it is a video about suicide. And I am on the bridge holding a sign that says more hugs, less suicide. And for any of you who've ever battled with depression or suicidal thoughts, it's a tearjerker. And I know a lot of people have been touched and moved and inspired by that. So, yeah. Okay. Nicola's asking, do you talk much to Shantae still? I text her occasionally. I haven't seen her in a few months. It's, when you're a busy working actor and mom and you're juggling all these things, it's not always easy to get together and, see each other very often. It's very rare. I usually kind of only go see my friends when one of them's having a party or something. I have got two parties to go to next week. I've got a friend's birthday party, and I've got another friend's going away party because they're moving out of Hollywood and to go lead a normal life, if there's such a thing. I don't know. Okay, looking at your comments. Oh, Nicholas said that video made me cry. Yeah. Lucas is asking, when is my new book coming out? I'm working on 3 different books right now. I've got my Hollywood book I'm working on. I've got another 10 Things God Wants You to Know book I'm working on. That'll probably come out first. I'm working on, but you guys voted. I listed on Instagram last year, I did a poll asking you which book you wanted me to do next. And one of them was about the devil. One of them was about depression, and one of them was about Hollywood. And you guys voted to see the depression book first. So after the 10 Things God Wants You to Know book, that will be an ebook coming out probably in the next couple of months. I'm going to be working on the depression book. And then for those of you who've gone through my online course, You Are Worthy, I gave away, for those who purchased the course, a bonus course called The Divine Solution. And it's really for those who've ever struggled with trauma. And sometimes, it's hard to see your worth, right? That by itself. But if you have battled with any kind of trauma and the pain from that is so intense, I developed this course called The Divine Solution. And I'm thinking about turning that into a book so it's more accessible for more people, because I know a lot of people maybe can't afford a course to go through, a whole video course. So I'm thinking about turning that into a book, and that shouldn't take too long to write because I already wrote the course. So it would just be turning it into book form, formatting, and maybe there's some things I want to extend upon. But it's really about, like, when you've been hit so hard, you've had like all these fiery assaults against your heart. The Divine Solution is really showing you, like, how do I get rid of that pain in my heart? How do I pull out those slivers and what the Bible calls the fiery darts of the enemy? How do I pull those out, stop the bleeding, and heal my heart? So the Divine Solution is going to be part of that. Vasilia says, I wish I could see myself as worthy, but there's nothing special about me at all. And that's incorrect. There's something special about each and every one of us. And I don't know if you have my book, but if you go to chapter 15, I talk about, throughout this book, how to see yourself the way God sees you. So you have the courage and the confidence to go for your dreams. But chapter 15 is about how to regain your sight. So I teach you how to see yourself through a proper perspective, because if you really think there's nothing special about you, then you really haven't started to see yourself in the correct way. You're only listening to all the negative voices, and everybody has something great about them. Everybody has something special about them. So somebody's asking, can we achieve something mathematically impossible? You know what? God is in the business of doing miracles, and he does miracles all the time. As a matter of fact, he's called the God of the impossible. And there's a scripture that says, with God, all things are possible. So something doesn't have to make sense in the natural, in the earthly realm, following laws of physics and gravity and things like that. Because when God is in the business of doing miracles, he can make stuff happen that will blow your mind, that you will not be able to believe. And that's where faith comes in. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. It's the evidence of things not seen. You find that in Hebrews 11:1. So things that are impossible in the natural, that's kind of where God steps in and he shows off. And you can read several accounts of people having miracles, and you can find, yeah, miracles still happen. The impossible still happens. So you guys are typing in so many comments. I love it. Yes, so I will be back at Darman Studios next week. I will be playing a teacher. I won't let you know if it's a good teacher or a bad teacher. You'll just have to watch and find out. Yes, Hello Kitty. Of course, I remember Kato. Kato, for those of you who don't know, he played Mikey in the Jay and Mikey series. Did you see Vanessa saying, didn't Darman underpay his actors and his workers? I don't think so. I don't think so because there's several, well, there's two I know in particular, big Hollywood networks that actually pay less than Darman pays. And he's never underpaid anyone because we already know what our pay is going in. So when you're offered a role, it says, here's your role. These are the number of days of working. This is the pay rate. If you think the pay's too low, then you can say no. And you can go work somewhere else where you think you can get better pay. But I've been working in Hollywood for over 20 years, and I think for what it is, for the show, that they pay well. They pay better than a lot of places. So, I think where the people who were protesting, I think where they felt it was underpay is because they were comparing it to like what's called SAG projects. So, SAG is the Screen Actors Guild. That is the union. And yes, union work pays a lot better. But Darman is not a union show, so it doesn't have to pay union rates. And one person was just asking, how can I audition for Darman? They had open auditions like 2 weeks ago. Did you guys see that? They had a huge turnout of people wanting to audition for them. So that was cool. Oh, hey, from Australia. So, it's all subjective. If you think it's too low, you can go work somewhere else where there's better pay. Derek just sent me a super sticker. Thank you, Derek. Let's see. He's got 2 questions. Have you heard from Sean? No, not recently. And how do I befriend people at church? Well, I guess you can just be friendly. You can be, and remember, Derek, we've talked about this before. You want to lead, be friendly, let people know your goals, let them know about you, hi, I'm Derek, and I've been going to this church for a while. I'm looking to make friends. I'm looking to make friends who are in the creative space. I'm an aspiring photographer. I love taking pictures. Let them know you're on the spectrum. Let them know, because sometimes because I know you personally, Derek, I can speak on this. Sometimes people don't always understand how you come across sometimes. And I think that's part of, one of the things that makes, you special, and what you deal with being on the spectrum is not always um, knowing how you come across to other people. So I think it's really good to let people know, in your case specifically, that you are on the spectrum, because it helps them understand where you're coming from. And you know, I've seen you in person. I've seen you at parties. We've gone places. I've seen you interact with people. And sometimes there's a little bit of an intensity to you there, where you can seem really intense, or like you're looking really deeply. And for people who don't know you, or don't know um, your struggles, it can come across as a little bit intense, I guess is the best way to say it. Okay. So, Yeah, I hope that was helpful. Let them know about you. You know, that's the best way to find people who are like you. Like for instance, if I'm into bowling or I'm into certain sports, I will let people know that, because then the people who gravitate towards me, like the photography, the people who gravitate towards me then will know, oh hey, I'm into bowling too. We have something in common. We have something we can talk about. So I think that's helpful. Let's see. Michael, how's it going? Well, I'm here. That says a lot. Those of you who are very close to me know that my father is currently in the hospital and he's not doing well. So it's been kind of a up and down week emotionally. I've been, breaking down and I broke down in tears in the dental office yesterday, getting my teeth worked on, being at home, seeing my dad's decline, seeing him getting worse, I could kind of see it was coming on, but sometimes it's still like, whoa. And so it's not looking good. And so I've got family that's there, all driving to see my dad today and tomorrow, and it's not looking like he has a lot of days left. So I guess it's bittersweet in some ways, because I know he knows the Lord and he's ready. He's at peace with wanting to go to the next place. He's at peace with wanting to go to heaven. He's got a lot of friends and family and relatives that are there already, and we'll welcome him in with open arms. But it's still been kind of an emotional week for me. Just talking to the doctors last night, I was kind of shocked to see such a quick turn for the worse. It was very unexpected, because 2 days ago they were like, oh, we'll send him home. We'll just make sure he has a physical therapist so he can get his strength back, and a nurse come in a couple of weeks to help your mom. And now it's looking like he took a nosedive. Yeah. So it's, not something I can totally articulate and put into words right now. Whenever you lose a loved one, it's difficult. It's, I know some of you know exactly what that feels like. Yeah. So, that's the number one thing on my mind right now is my dad and my mom and my parents. And, people are driving in from all over to see him. And, it is what it is. So somebody asked about me having two different colored eyes. It's something that I was born with. It's called heterochromia iridis, which basically just means two different colors. Bobby, you say you have it too. What's up, Timmy? Are you guys leaving?
I need to talk to you about something.
I am live right now.
Sorry, I've been doing the elbow too much stuff.
Okay.
Don't tell anyone that.
Okay.
So, hey guys, hold on.
So this is my son Timothy. He's trying to whisper, but everyone can hear you.
Fine. Can you tell Natalie's mom that I can't play Roblox today?
Okay.
And
Brittany, if you're on here, I don't know if she is. Timmy says he can't play Roblox today. Timmy and his little brother Eli, they're going with Dad to an air show to go see the airplanes and old school vintage airplanes, and sometimes they do tricks in the air, and they get to go inside a real vintage airplane and go into the cockpit. And so is there anything you need to tell me before you go? Make sure Dad gives you your medicine, okay?
I love you, Mom.
I love you too, sweetheart.
Ow.
Timmy did his first workout at the gym with me 2 days ago without his walker. It was his first workout without his walker. For those of you who don't know, my son Timmy, he's got special needs. Cerebral palsy is one of them. He's also on the spectrum. And, a few other things he deals with. But he also fell.
Don't.
Okay.
Just don't tell my.
Don't put your hand on my mouth like that. I don't like that, okay?
Oh, come on, Timothy. What have you done?
Yeah, don't do that again.
Fine, tell me my trauma.
Okay, he broke his leg. So that's his first time back at the gym without using his walker after his leg broke. He broke his femur.
Yeah.
Don't do that again, okay?
Your mouth.
Yeah, don't put your hand on my mouth. I don't like that.
Sorry, guys.
Very rude, inappropriate. I don't like it. Okay. Brandon says he's praying for you.
I did know better, Mom.
Okay. It's okay, sweetheart.
Oh,
so yeah, things at home, things at my parents' house. Yes, I'm still at Darman. Must be some new people joining, asking that. People are saying they're praying for you. Brian is saying, I know what it's like being on the spectrum. I'm autistic. Having a broken leg or other broken body parts is never fun. Praying for you, buddy.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks.
And yes, in case you don't know what my channel is, guys, there was once a wolf named Boris.
You keep changing your channel name. So Timmy's on YouTube.
No, I never. I only see my profile picture.
Oh, okay. Is it still Timothy Norland?
Yes.
Okay, so if you want to look up Timothy Norland, he has a YouTube channel. He posts video game stuff. And
the only thing I can post now is my stuff.
Someone says they're from Minnesota. That's not true.
Okay. It says my PC sucks. I'm in Hello Neighbor. I'm sorry.
When I was back home the last few weeks, I took Eli swimming at the pool, at the St. Peter pool, and many people were coming up to me to get pictures. Wanted to take pictures with me, and I was a little unprepared for that. I was like, oh, okay. I don't want any pictures in my swimsuit. But I think I took some anyway. I don't know. People wanted pictures. Who wants to take pictures in their bathing suit? I don't know. I guess if you're a swimsuit model.
Yeah.
Oh, Angela, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you for your kindness and your generosity. You're always, you always bless my heart.
Okay, as I was saying, guys, so in case you don't know what my YouTube channel is, basically I made like a mini series, not Plenty Above Review, but someone else. It's called Madness, and it's basically on Boris the Wolf. Now, funny story, I was about to make a prequel to that Super Boris film.
You want to put your face in the screen?
So yeah, I was about to make a prequel to Super Boris called The Neighbor's Return with my new plushie, if you know, you know. But I was trying to remake it, and I forgot to add sound, so I'm gonna try again on Sunday.
Okay.
Hopefully we can Plenty Above Review episode 2 soon, guys.
Okay. Is Dad awake yet?
He is awake.
Okay. Make sure you go get your medicine.
I just drank my entire oranges.
Okay. Well, it's okay. You can get some more.
Well, yeah. Also,
you have food in the oven. Have Dad help you get it out.
Hold on, guys. So also, you know Nugget, right?
Nugget's our little dog. He's a Maltese.
A Maltese killer because he ate Boris.
Okay. He ate Timmy's favorite plushie. He chewed his ears off and his nose off and his arm off.
Yeah.
So we had to send Boris to plushie heaven.
And we had to give Boris a replacement. Guys.
Okay. All right, sweetheart.
Anyways, Boris is all in the past.
Thank you for coming to say hi.
Yeah. Also, guys, once I get a beep, because it's censored. I don't want YouTube to just like say the O word. The John word is censored on YouTube.
The what?
The John word is censored on YouTube.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, but you can tell me later.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, when I turn 18, I might get myself a job.
He's saying when he turns 18, he might get a job. Oh, Nicholas said, I love your food challenges, Timmy.
Oh, you mean taste test?
Taste test, yeah. That's you're challenging yourself to try new things.
Yeah.
But you're also, not only the autism, but also, so studies show that if you were intubated as a baby and you had tubes down your throat, you have a 50% chance of having like food sensitivities. So for a long time, he wouldn't eat. Well, he still won't eat a lot of textures.
Yeah.
Nicholas said she loved your cameo that you did with me.
Oh yeah, thanks.
So food textures are a problem for him. He doesn't like biting into or the textures of certain vegetables, certain fruits. But if I grind him up and put him in a smoothie, then he'll eat them. But you won't catch him like eating fruits or vegetables unless I blend it
I
up.
only eat bananas and watermelons, so.
Okay, so he's doing better because he didn't used to do that. So, yay. Okay, honey.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Go get your breakfast out of the oven.
Bye, guys. P.S. I might upload more content soon, so stay tuned. Also, 2026 will be a big year for my YouTube channel, guys. So stay tuned. I'm serious. Goodbye.
Okay.
Also, what does Miss Anna have to say?
Okay, honey.
God
Thank
damn,
you.
whatever.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Whatever. Bye. Pretend you saw nothing.
Okay.
Love you, Mom.
I love you, sweetheart.
Come on, Nugget, let's go.
And close the door. And
Nugget, come on.
take Nugget out of here.
Nugget, come on.
Okay. So we
Sorry,
return back to our regularly scheduled program.
That was a rude interaction. Sorry.
That was Timothy. Sometimes he would come on my lives each week, and he would make up some kind of like a commercial of whatever his favorite food of the day was, and he would do a little thing like that. Cheyenne asks, "How long have you been acting?" Well, over 20 years. More like getting close to 25 years. It's been a long time I've been acting. So I feel like I have a hair in my eye. Yeah, I've been doing that longer than anything else I have ever done. The longest job I've had non-acting was 4 years. So definitely 25 years beats 4 years for sure. Let's see. Nicholas says, when will you see Giovanna next? I don't know. As you know, I just hung out with her last month. Trying to get to see her more often, but sometimes it's difficult with all the stuff we have going on. Yes, for those of you who just joined, I keep getting asked, how long have you been with Darman? Coming up on 7 years. And yes, I'm still there. Oh gosh. Somebody said I said their name right, and now I'm paranoid because I'm like, I don't remember how I said it. Maybe I will say it wrong next time. Yikes. Isn't that hard when you have names that people aren't used to, and then people butcher them? Oh, Lucas is asking why my yellow book isn't available. You might be talking about this one. So there was an older version of this on Amazon, Poetic Prescriptions for Pesky Problems. I made the old version unavailable because I updated it. I rewrote the entire book and I added, I don't know how many, 11 or 12 new poems to it. So the old version that's not available actually is, well, I took it off the market because this is the new version and it's updated and it's got extra new bonus content in it. So I didn't feel the need to have the old one up anymore. Plus the old one I did through a different company. And so when I took the rights away from that company, they took it down. So I don't really see the point of republishing the old version when I have the new updated version out. Okay, Michael says you have such a beautiful spirit. Thank you. Vasilia says, have you ever listened to Asian songs? Yes, of course. Let's see. Okay, Super Anu is asking what's the favorite Darman video I was in. I covered that earlier, so you may have to go back and read this. So I'm recording this also on YouTube. So go back and you'll have to check what I said about that. Okay. What's your favorite movie? Someone's asking. Favorite movie? I think it depends on what phase in life I'm in. Because there's movies that I liked as a kid and as a teenager that, they still hold a special place in my heart because of where I was at the time when I watched them, like Adventures in Babysitting or Pretty Woman. Also, think it's called Arrival. I really was tuned into that a few years ago when that came out and got some Oscar consideration. uh, but lately, if someone asks me what my favorite movie is, I would say The Greatest Showman. I'm not normally a musical person, but I loved that movie. That made me so happy and sad at the same time. It was so sad and so happy. Donald says, I'm number one in his top 5 actresses. Wow, that's saying a lot. No, I'm not on set right now, but I will be back next week. I'm actually in my office right now doing a live stream with you guys. And Michael says, my 2 favorite characters are Jaden Miller and Mikey Miller. Someone asks, are you going to be on Netflix soon? That would be cool. I have a new agent, and I'm hopeful that they will start sending me on really good auditions. They already have been, so I just need to book some. So you get to do a lot of auditions, and then maybe you have a 1 in 10 chance of booking one, or a 1 in 5 chance of booking one. So you never know. You just do your best. And sometimes, what I've learned in all the years of being an actor is it's not always about your talent. Sometimes you could just really be awesome, but then later, casting wise, they're like, you know what, she's too tall for the leading man we're going to cast her with, so we're going to go with a shorter gal. Or they may say, oh, we ended up casting an older husband, so we're going to get a wife that's more age appropriate. Or a lot of times in Hollywood, they want somebody younger. Or sometimes you don't get a role because the producer says, oh, she reminds me too much of my ex-wife. I don't want to see her on set because it will remind me of that bad relationship. Like, sometimes you don't get roles for reasons that are way beyond your control or have nothing to do with you. Or sometimes it comes down to like a diversity thing. They're like, well, our 3 main characters, we've already cast white people. Let's get some diversity in. You see that happens a lot in Hollywood. There's like, okay, where are all the other ethnicities? So it's actually something I auditioned for last week. I auditioned for a commercial, and then they sent me another casting notice. And the casting notice was having me audition for a different role. And then I noticed in the character description breakdown, the role I had auditioned for, they changed it to Latina mom. So sometimes it's like, it's not about you not doing a good job. And I know sometimes actors get in all their head, maybe I'm not good, I'm not booking roles. But sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with whether you're good or not. It has to do with all these reasons that could be out of your control. So someone is asking what happened to my eye. Nothing happened to my eye. I was born with a blue eye and a brown eye. And as far as I know, it's what I've always had. I look back at all my childhood photos, and I still had 2 colored eyes back at the time. You know what? I've just been scanning in a bunch of my old photos for my photo album so I can get them digitally. Let me see if I can find one real quick. Okay. Just to humor you, just to find a stack. I don't know if you can tell. Somebody had a very old couch from this couch looks like it's from the 60s or 70s. Here's never before seen in public photo of me. How old was I? I was 8 years old. My younger son is 7 right now. So 8 years old. I don't know if you can see this. I was not wearing contacts, but you can still, I don't know if you're watching this on your phone, it may be hard to see. You can tell even when I was 8 years old, I had 2 different colored eyes. I don't know if you can really tell from this photo, but there you have it. So yeah, I've just been scanning in all the memories, scanning in pictures from my childhood. So yeah, I definitely was not wearing contact lenses when I was 8 years old. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So those of you who are, I got a bunch of people asking me right now if my eyes are real. Yes, I was born with two different colored eyes. I just showed you a picture of me at age 8 with two different colored eyes. I don't know. I guess if I find some other ones later, maybe I can post some on my Instagram or something. I know I've posted about it on Instagram before because I had people accusing me of wearing contact lenses. You know what? And there's some people that do. If you want to wear contact lenses to change your eye color, go ahead and do it. Uh, I never found the need. Sometimes I have to wear them for. Um, aw, I'm walking down memory lane with you guys right now. Look what I just found. My wedding picture. Aw. little little Catherine Norland and her wedding day. Isn't that so sweet? And you know that the boy that just came in here, that teenager, look at him when he was a little one. We went to a 50s dance at his school. Yep. Lots and lots of memories. Oh, some of you guys were just asking about Shantae and Giovanna. Here's us. I see I should post these things. I should post these things and not just keep them in my memory boxes. This is Shantae and Giovanna and I at Rushi's wedding. So Rushi is one of the directors at Darman Studios. Well, he was. He's actually moving to Spain if he hasn't already. He's from India, so he was one of the directors at Darman Studios. Aw. Okay, I'm not going to bore you with any more of these photos. Oh, here's when I went to India. So Rushi is from India. I went to his wedding in India, and his mom gave me this beautiful dress. I already had the necklace, and it looks like it matches perfectly, huh? So, here's another. This is what they had us. We had to wear this to their wedding in India. So as you can see, this is Reina Shante from Darman, Armando from Darman, Giovanna from Darman, and me. I keep saying I'm going to make a video about with all my footage that I took while in India. And I haven't done it yet. It's like there's so much to do with responsibilities and family things. It's hard to do everything. So I'm looking at your Tanzel says great pictures. Thank you. So yeah, some of you guys have seen, I think some people posted some of those pictures. So thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the gifts you guys have sent me. I appreciate it. What else do you want to know? I'm looking for your questions. It's Vasilia says, can you wear the Thai national dress? I don't know what they wear in Thailand. I guess send me some pictures. Sometimes you want to be respectful of other people's cultures, and it's interesting. Sometimes I've seen some people take offense, not like it, if other cultures are wearing their traditional garb. And I know when, I don't know if it's Reina or Giovanna, we may have posted a picture or story like this, and some people were mad or insulted, and that's just what we were told we had to wear. They provided us the clothes to wear to the wedding, so that was expected of us. So it wasn't, I think maybe some people might have felt that we were trying to take someone else's culture, or that we were just playing dress up. But we got told this is what you have to wear to the wedding. This is what people wear. So we just did as we were told, and well, we tried to be respectful and do what they asked. So, and I guess this is a good lesson for everybody, that sometimes people will get offended, even if you're not trying to do something to hurt someone, or people are always going to misread you. And people don't always know the intent of your heart. They may think you have bad intentions when you don't, or when you're just trying to pay honor to something. So something to keep in mind, that you're always going to be misunderstood. Derek asks, how much does it cost to join a gym? Like, it depends on what gym you go to. There's some high-end gyms in Beverly Hills that cost $300 a month. I went to Planet Fitness. You can get the lowest membership there for only $10 a month. And I've been to many other gyms where the average fee for a gym membership was like $30. So 30 or $40. So it just depends on what you want and all the packages you add on. Sometimes if you want a higher level to have access to like the massage beds or the tanning beds, or the extras or the classes, they will make you pay more. Would I want to play a villainous role again? Sure. Why not? Sometimes playing villains are fun. Right? Let's see. Tom, I'm not sure what you're asking, so let's see. Somebody said India may be a bit scary to travel to. Everybody was very nice when we were there, but I have heard some stories about travelers and people traveling alone and getting attacked, and I don't know if it's maybe certain places you go. So if you're ever unsure, don't go alone. Go in groups, or go with people who live there, who know the place. So we went to Nasik for the wedding, and then we went to very popular place. It's what they, I forget the name of the city. I don't know, but it's like Bollywood, where they shoot a lot of the movies. And we did a fan meet and greet there. A lot of fans from Dharman, India came out and they saw us there. And we did like a whole photo autograph session, handed out our pictures and things like that to the different fans there. And then I went to Hyderabad, if I'm saying that correctly. My dear friend that lived in Hyderabad, I went and stayed with them for a week. So I had a lovely time when I was in India. So yeah. Somebody asked if I'm a doctor. No, I am not a doctor, although I have played one a few times on TV and on Dharman. Let's see. I've played a doctor in at least 2 films and on a TV show. Did you guys ever see that reenactment show, Sex Sent Me to the ER? I know, if you're underage, that's a terrible name for a show, right? But it's apparently true life stories where people ended up in the emergency room because of what they were doing. I played a doctor on that show. And then there's a new movie out called Magpie Funeral. I played a doctor in that movie. I think that's on Amazon. But it was a very small role. So I know my mom rented it because she wanted to see me in it. And she got halfway through the movie and didn't see me and gave up. I'm like, Mom, I was at the end of the movie. Nicholas saying one of her favorite roles of mine was when I was making fun. I was the rich lady making fun of the poor lady. And I guess the line was, how cheap? Is this from the 99-cent store? That was a fun role. That was probably one of my favorite roles. Yeah. No, Kato is not my son. He is an actor. And it's funny, though, because a lot of people were saying that I looked more like his mom than his real mom. Because, Kato's got the blonde hair and blue eyes, and his real mom has dark hair and dark eyes. So, yeah. Let's see. What other questions you guys have? Oh, thank you. Somebody said, I love you. I've been watching you since I was little. Yes, I still act. I'm still auditioning. I had 3 or 4 auditions in the last week while I was in Minnesota helping my parents. Luckily, ever since COVID, a lot of the auditions have been online, so we can just film ourselves on our phone and send in a video. So that's been good because you don't have to, like, early on in my acting career, I was driving all over LA. Like, sometimes I'd be in my car, like, driving 6 hours in a day going from audition to audition. So it's nice to be able to film your auditions from your own home. Nicholas said, did you travel back together? I traveled back by myself because when the other Armando and Giovanna and Shantae went back to the US, I stayed in India for another week with my other friends who live there. Yeah, so we didn't go back together. I think most of us came together, though. I think we all came together, if I remember right. Yeah, we all took the flight there together. Thank you, Morgan. Morgan says you're a really good actor. Got a lot of people commenting on the heterochromia today. Brandon says, what roles do you want to play other than Dhar Mann? You know, a dream role for me, I've always wanted to be in a movie where I get to dance, where they like have a choreographer and they teach me a really cool dance and I get to like dance on screen. If I had a bucket list, which I don't think I do, that would be on my bucket list, to be in a movie, and to be in a movie where it's like a movie that goes to the movie theaters, that has like a big, like, where everybody can go to it. So I've been in some movies that went to like the movie Bringing Back Christmas. If you guys look up the movie Bringing Back Christmas, I was in that. That movie did get a theatrical release, but it was like it was only in limited theaters. So I would love to be in a movie that opened all across the US. Most of the films I've done, and I've done many, many, many films. If you guys go to imdb.com, someone can type that in the chat. It stands for like International Movie Database. If you go to imdb.com and you type in my name, you can see all the film projects that are listed there. They don't list commercials, they don't list theater. So like when I say I've done 100 roles, they're not all listed there because that's specifically a movie database that doesn't list like music videos or commercials or theater and things like that. So you can see the roles I've been in. But yeah, Bringing Back Christmas was one that got theatrical release. So another goal of mine would be to be in a film where it got like theatrical release in the movie theater, so I could like send my friends and the family to the movie theater so they didn't just have to like stream it on Amazon or Hulu, you know. So that would be a goal of mine. Okay. I know I can't always get to all the answers. So what was Tom asking? I just see him saying, I want an answer. And I don't, whatever he asked is, I don't know, word pile. I don't know what you're talking about, Tom. I think I've already answered that saying I don't know. So I'm not sure what you're talking about. This may be an ask me anything, but I don't always have all the answers. I can't always get to all the questions. And if you're asking me something inappropriate, I'm not going to answer. So there it is. It's still my prerogative. I want to be here for you. I want to, answer all the things you're curious about, but let's all be respectful of each other, please. Let's see. What do you think about a content creator who stops making videos because of their own personal life issues? I think that's a good thing. I stop all the time when I'm going through something. Like, you guys know I usually go live with you on Saturdays, but I didn't do it the last 3 or 4 weeks because I wanted to spend time with my family. I guess I'm not, maybe if you're one of those vlog channels and you vlog about your personal life, maybe you keep going when you're dealing with stuff. And I know drama and sadness and seeing people like going through things like reality TV, some people are interested in that. Some people tune into that. But I myself, I'm more of a private person. And like, sometimes I document my thoughts. Like I didn't do it yesterday, but when I was in the car driving to the dentist and I found out from the doctor that my dad only has a few days to a few weeks to live, part of me wanted to like not go live, but maybe like sometimes I like to record my thoughts. I journal to process things. I kind of like, I should turn on my camera just to record how I'm feeling right now. And then I was like, no, some moments are just private. Some things aren't for the world to see. And I think that's okay. And even if you are a personality, like Ozzy Osbourne passed away. He was a famous singer in the US. Was he in the US? Anyway, I saw footage, like camera people were all over the paparazzi that and they're walking into the funeral and they're all just crying. And I thought, my God, that is so invasive to be in their face, filming them as they're crying and mourning for their lost loved one. I was like, what the heck? I don't personally, I would not want that. I would not want it's bad enough sometimes that when I'm in public, like out with my family, like I remember one time I was celebrating my son was turning 6 and we were at a restaurant and people have their phones out and they're like trying to pretend like they're not filming me when they're obviously filming me. And it was like, sometimes it's just like, ugh, at least like come up and say hi. I don't know. Like, hi. Oh, I don't mean to interrupt. I see you're having a son. I just wanted to tell you, like, thank you. And you could ask for a picture with me. I normally say yes. I don't think I don't think I've really turned anybody down. Even when I was like dripping with sweat from the gym. I came from the gym and was at the grocery store and I looked a mess. I was like, okay, maybe don't post it. I don't, you know, but ask, don't like secretly record people. It's such an invasion of privacy, you know? Those are my thoughts. And I know public figures are people are like, well, you're a public figure. You signed up for this, A lot of people are like, I signed up to be an actor. I don't know if I signed up to have everyone snoop through my underwear drawer. I remember hearing about, some crazy fan going through Madonna's garbage and pulling out her old underwear. Some people can get so wackadoodle and they don't know where to draw the line, or they think you are the character, like that famous show General Hospital that was on for so many seasons, and people like were having life emergencies and they would see the actor who played the doctor on the show and they're like, doctor, help. And he was like, I'm just an actor. I don't actually know how to hold a medical tool. Like we have, when you do those kind of shows, whether it's a crime drama or a medical show, you have medical professionals on set showing you this is how you hold the tool and this is how you would pretend to make the incision. You've got people there, telling you what to do. If you're playing an officer, you've got real officers on set that are showing you like this is how you hold the gun. This is what you do. So, but sometimes there's a line that's blurred where people get so used to you as this character that they don't see you as who you are or your real life. I think that's gotten more better to establish now that people are have social media, so they can go, oh, okay, they're not just, back before social media, where you would only see that person on TV at each week playing that character, and you wouldn't see their personal life unless they were caught in the tabloids or something. I think it was a harder delineation to draw, but I still get, messages in my inbox from people saying, well, how come you're such a Karen? Why are you so mean and evil? And it was like, that's just a role I'm playing. It's not really me. So, you know, it is what it is. And you can't, people are going to think what they think. And I think for all of you guys, people are going to think what they think. They may think negative thoughts about you. They may say things about you that aren't true. And it's just when you're like in the public eye, it's just amplified. It's just more of it. So you know, you have to be prepared for what's to come, and don't let what people are saying about you online break your heart or tear you down or make you want to hurt yourself. You know, with so much cyberbullying, you know, people are, you know, wanting to hurt themselves because of what some random stranger or troll might be saying about them. And, you know, what it's not worth it. Don't let someone else's opinion of you, whether you know them or not, affect your life, right? So, Brandon says Catherine gives great advice on acting and how to take control of people's private space. Thank you. And so, for those of you who don't know and who are interested in acting, I have a new online course coming out. It's called Acting and Having Fun. And my dear friend who I talked about from India, he was a Bollywood star and he came to America and had a great career here, worked with a lot of big famous actors like Harrison Ford and Ben Kingsley, and worked on a lot of great shows. We put together an online acting course that you can take from all over the world to show you how to become a confident and competent actor who books roles. So if you want to get on the waiting list to know when that course is coming out, that's just go to actingandhavingfun.com. We've already let several people go through the course just to get their feedback, like their testimonials. And so when you go to actingandhavingfun.com, you'll see a lot of testimonials. Click the button and put in your email address and sign up to be on the waiting list so you can be the first to know when the course comes out and goes live. So that is what I have for you today. Thank you for joining me. I'm, you know, thrilled that you spent your Saturday with me and had all these great questions. I'm sorry I couldn't get to all of them. And, you know, I pray you have a wonderful week. Pray for my family. Pray for my dad. We don't know how much time he has left. And so, love you guys. Take care.